Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, and welcome to Unturned 3.10.1. Today ended up being a lot busier than expected, and I missed the update yesterday, and this video is actually going to be pretty late at night the next day, so this is like the latest I've ever done an update video. Sorry about that. Anyway, today's update was pretty cool. It was pretty much completely affiliated with the skeleton model of your character. Animations are less clunky and weird in your character when crouching and lying prone and all that stuff. You no longer have pokey, jagged, glitchy edges, and I'll go over that visually in this video, but starting off with the title screen, there were a few different changes here, obviously. The play and all those buttons that you see in the middle right now used to be up at the top where the Unturned logo and the player stats, they basically were swapped, so now we have the buttons that you're supposed to be clicking in the middle. I kind of like that. It's more centralized. That's like pretty much the first place that you look. And you can click on these normally. They kind of go through all the buttons and such, and you can go through here quickly. And I do like this because before I would almost be a little bit confused as to what like window I was in, because it almost worked as like a folder system. Like up at the top you'd have like the play survivors configuration button. Then when you click on survivors, new buttons would pop up beneath that, and it would kind of be difficult to figure out which one you were on. And if you accidentally clicked the one that you were on, it would bring you back a screen. Now that doesn't really happen anymore, and it's pretty nice. My only recommendation is to add a back button. I mean, like, I'm pressing escape, and that's what I normally press to go back, but it would be kind of nice to have some sort of button to go back. Right now, you just got to click escape to navigate back through the menus. Everything else is pretty much normal. It's just, you know, configured like this. Pretty simple. And that pretty much is everything in the menu screen. Now let's go into the game and see what kind of changes were made to the skeleton models. So first off, if you guys watched the last update video, you saw that a new system was implemented for people with gold clothing. So you could go into that clothing tab and individually select pieces of clothing that you like, and it was pretty much purely cosmetic based. They didn't provide armor benefits, they didn't provide storage benefits, they just changed the way your character looked. But the issue with that is that it overwrites any sort of clothing that you have on before. So like right now, you can see that my character has the gold tuxedo and some golden aviators, but really I have a military top and military bottom on. You just can't see it because it's overwritten. And if you wanted to, let's say you found a ghillie suit and you wanted to look like a ghillie person, you would have to back out of the game and then take the clothes off in that clothing menu and then go back into the game. Now you no longer need to do that at all. You can just click this button to swap between the cosmetic items that you gave to your character and the actual items that you have on. So you could just quickly swap between the two. So if you came across some ghillie suits, you could put them all on and swap to the ghillie suit colors. Or if you want to be a gold character and look like a gold character, then you can do that. Just swap between them. Very nice. Also, there was a new skeleton added to make animations look nicer and less glitchy. Now this is something that it's very small, but I mean, if you look at it closely, you can definitely appreciate it. It's something that you obviously need to look in third person to see. I don't know if you guys paid much attention to before this update, but this actually changed quite a bit. So before this update came out, I recorded myself crouch walking, and you can see that kind of the butt of the character was kind of like pointy, and there were some areas like in the arms where it was clipping through, and it was just kind of weird looking. But now everything's been cleaned up. I mean, you can see, let me swap between. Here we go, so we can see the edges a bit better. You can see that everything's square and proportionate, and when I'm walking, everything goes in the same axis. There's nothing clipping through anything. Even if you have vests on, I know that a few times, like especially if you're holding a gun, which I think a hawkhound spawned back here, or crossbow, same thing. When you like look down your sights, your arm would kind of stick out the back of a vest. Anyway, like all that stuff has been fixed in this update. Some animations have been cleaned up. Your character just like works better. One thing that I have noticed, at least in third person, I'm not sure what it was before and I don't have any recorded footage of it, but the surrender commands, it makes the arms kind of weird. It kind of like, you can see that his shoulders kind of screwed up. I think it's that way because if you have a vest on, if you see, it actually goes around the vest, whereas before I think it clipped through and it was a little bit weird. But I mean, if you look at it from the front, it definitely looks a lot more normal. Also, I know a few people commented that the stat values for item pickups were capped at 10,000. That has now been increased. I don't know to what number, but it has been increased. So for those of you that play the living crap out of Unturned and have picked up more than 10,000 items, it's no longer stuck at that number. And that pretty much covers everything in Unturned 3.10.1. As always, there were a few minor fixes, but if you guys would like to check that out, I will put the full update post in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish because MeLikeBigBoom is out.